Hello, my people. How are we doing? All the geezers and all the lasses and all the old people. Well, this morning we're going to take communion and we're going to think about the 12 apostles. Every one of them was different. Now, if you didn't really know who I was, how I really dressed, this is not the way I dress. How many people would sit here and judge me? Look at me and think, it's disgraceful how he's dressed, his underwear showing, and the t-shirt that says, I'm still worthy, on the back of it. Over my years as a Christian, when I first became a Christian, I went to a Methodist church, and it was full of all old people. There was only just me and my wife. And I got on well with all of them, but we were sitting there and we'd been there for a while, and then I had my first son, Kieran, and he was only a little baby, and he started crying. And I remember this old couple, well, they're not couples, old women in front of me, and one of them turned around and said, in my day you just sat there and you wasn't heard, you wasn't seen or anything. How disgraceful. And I'm thinking, this is a baby. What do you want me to do? And it really made me very uncomfortable. And every time from there, when Kieran would start to cry, he would try and put a dummy in his mouth, or Tracy would get up and walk out. And I would think to myself, is this what Christians are really like? And then I moved on to another church, and there was younger people, and it was a young pastor there. When I became a Christian, my mum gave me this very unusual cross. It was like a tube effect, but it had Jesus on it. Now, unknown to me, that was devastating. I had Jesus on the cross. And people would come up to me and they would say, why have you got that cross on? Because Jesus reminds me what I don't. No, it's got to be a blank cross. Jesus is no longer on that cross. Yeah, but it reminds me. Yeah, but it's empty. And I would think to myself, surely you're concerned about a cross. You're worried I'm wearing a cross with Jesus on it. Do you know that a cross was nothing? The cross was where they hung the worst people of all, rapists, murderers, scumbags. The cross only became the cross of what Jesus did for us. The purest lamb of all went on that cross. So having a cross with him on there reminds me of what he did. When I came to Australia, I was watching this preacher in a church, and he was talking away, and he was saying crap. Now in England, that's a swear word. It's the other word for, I'm not going to say. I would have done before I became a Christian, but not now. And he just kept going on about it. Crap this, crap that. And I'm thinking, right. And I got out and I remember saying to my wife, what's he mean, or was he saying crap so many times? It didn't matter about what he was talking about, what he was preaching about. I forgot about every word he'd said. I'd started being the Christians that I couldn't stand myself. I'm judging this man, just like Christians have judged me for things I'd done. I believe that when Jesus said, we are all welcome at the table, Jesus didn't sit there and go around and say, right, Peyton, you can't take communion today because you don't look right, you just don't speak right, you don't gel with me, and you don't fit in my category. And Matthew, well, you're too rich, you've got so much money, and you're a posh person, sorry. You're definitely not welcome at my table to take communion. He would have never said that. He said, all are welcome. We need to stop judging people. Only a couple of weeks ago, I went into Coles, and there was this woman there with a dressing gown on, nothing on her feet. And I looked at it and I thought, what the heck are you doing in Coles in your dressing gown? You look like a weirdo. You look normal. Now, how do I know that poor woman wasn't ill? How do I know she hasn't lost her memory and she's there and she doesn't know where she is? Instead, I judged her. And I got home and I said to my wife, there was this weirdo in Coles. She was standing there in a dressing gown. And my wife even said to me, why are you judging her? I've changed my life over the years. I've moved on. I was brought up in a rural area. Way to solve things was have a good kicking fight, call the person every name under your sun. All the swear words, everything. But I changed my life and I moved on. But over doing that, I've now become like them Christians who judge me for wearing a necklace with Jesus on it, for saying the wrong word, for speaking out. You know, I've got a different accent to you lot. Matt's American, and he says the word poo in his sermon. Are we here to judge him? I don't think we are. I think we're here to listen. I believe it's what's inside that person, what their heart is for Jesus. So as we come to the table and we take the bread in your own time and we drink together, I want us to remember that we're not here to judge others. We're not here to criticise how people live, how they talk and how they dress. And yeah, sorry, but I feel uncomfortable. It does make me feel funny when I see people with their trousers down, but anyway. I believe that Jesus wants our hearts. He's not concerned on how we look, how we fit in with each other, if I'm as good as you are or if you're as good as me. He loves us all. And I asked the people who are serving to come up to serve. And I just want us all to sit here for a while and I will pray and just think about how we judge people, how we criticise people, because we believe we're better than them. And we're not. We truly are not. And Jesus said, come to the table. All are welcome.